Y'all shoot.
Not a bad start from Jake Knapp. His progression this season.
That's you guys are seeing why that was a big blow for our team. A lot of credit to that team last year for overcoming a loss like that. We felt like it was going to throw 100 and a realistic 100 plus, maybe 120, 130 because it throws so many strikes and doesn't surprise me. I told the team, the thing that I see how hard he works, but Jake cares most about winning. And when you put those two together, you're going to have success. It's amazing to see his developments. A credit to him, number one, because the players are responsible for it. But to Coach Gaines and Coach Howell, you look at how he pitched in 2023. It was mostly fastball, average slider, no change. And the changeup was his second best off speed now, and his slider's gotten so much better. So he's become more of a pitcher, and I've said it before, I wouldn't be surprised if he pitches a while, Lord willing. But, I told our team too, like I've been in this league a long time, and that reminded me of ACC Friday nights, like just two really good arms. It's going to be really hard to score. That's what it's supposed to be like on Friday night, in my opinion.
2 hours and 20 minutes tonight, 4 hours 3 nights ago. I mean, that speaks to the pitching you're talking about. And Miami's got through a 3-hitter.
Yeah, and we knew he was good. The most impressive thing our hitters did tonight was not strike out because he struck out a lot of guys. So we walked one, struck out 4. We had a really good quality at bat, like we talked about, over 60%. And that's the thing that, those losses, they stink when you're going through them, and the struggles stink because we were struggling offensively, but it's made us way better because our guys understand batting average. You can flush it down the toilet, and we just need to have good quality at bats and get our swings off, and I thought we did that. We hit some balls right to him. Got me an unbelievable play. Gavin almost hit a ball out to right field. So I was really pleased with our offense as well. Just didn't show much in the box score.
Going off that a little bit, 3 hits tonight is the fewest in an ACC win for you guys in 6 years. To be able to do that and not kind of get down yourself when he is dealing like that, and to be able to string together the hits when you need them to, how much of that kind of says a lot about this lineup in your opinion compared to just this final number?
Yeah, when we were struggling, it was our offense was just pressing so hard. We got shut out by Stanford, and then all of a sudden we get shut out at Louisville, and we're just the UConn game, and that happens as an offense, but if you learn from it, and you have to say, okay, it's like Sam. His batting average is still not good, but it can be good today. So I feel like we can lengthen out a lineup even if our numbers aren't, quote, great. You still have to work to get us out. We're hard to strike out. We have speed once we get on the base pass, and we have 2 guys, hitting back-to-back that can hit the ball out of the park, and we have other guys with power that just haven't hit with a lot of power. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it doesn't matter how good your offense is. If you don't have pitching and defense, you can't do it. And I feel like we have that, so our guys takes a little pressure off. Know you're going to be in every game.
And you put McDuffie in there, and he does it again. He did it Tuesday night. Just, his progression. You got an old head followed by a young head getting it done on the mound.
If we can get him rested, he's going to be nasty. And he was nasty tonight, and he's got the X factor. Sorry, I can't talk because of this pollen, but he's got it for sure.
It won't show up on the box score or anything, but Angelo on that single to left is able to stretch it into 2 bases and maybe make Griffin Hughes throw a little bit more high-stress pitches. It seems like that's kind of been a strength of you guys so far this year, is being able to advance that extra base when it's presented. How much of a thing has that been able to you guys build off of? And, although you've had other first base coaches there, how much does it also help?
100%. It's something you practice every day. And we just talked about, today is Friday. We were off Wednesday. Yesterday at practice, we started practice at each base and just talked about the importance of your secondary lead, your primary lead, and those initial reads. And you have to work on it to be good at it, and our guys do.
Coach Forbes has talked about batting average is overrated, and he points to you every time we talk to him. He said it in Charlotte. He talked about how you're the best hitter on the team if you don't look at the batting average. Just your approach up there.
Yeah, slow starts happen like that, so I'm just trying to, like Coach Forbes said, batting average doesn't mean really much. It only means what happens today, so I'm just trying to take each pitch, each at-bat, 1 pitch at a time. Just do my best, much best as I can.
That one ball single left field, just kind of what did you see on that one?
I saw it. I thought I stung it in the gap a little bit, and I thought I'd try to stretch it into 2 either way. if I get thrown out, I get thrown out, but played it in my favor a little bit. So
Have you sort of settled into that DH role there? I mean, the approach, especially when guys are getting on in front of you. I know you say it's a process every time, but when you have runners on base ahead of you versus it's clean, is there something different you're looking at?
not really. I'm just trying to, slow my heartbeat down and do whatever I can to help this team win. So regardless of the situation right there, I was just trying to do whatever I could to hit something hard and get on base. So.
As a DH, you're sitting in the dugout watching this guy behind you deal it. Just sort of talk about that viewpoint.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure getting to watch him pitch every time out, especially Coach Forbes highlights it all the time that, he was sitting in the dugout with the team last year injured. So it's, it's an honor for me to get out there and watch him, deal every single Friday, Saturday, whenever he pitches. So, yeah, no, it's been a real good time watching him. He's the best teammate, so.
One of a couple D3 guys on this team. How's that transition been for you?
Yeah, it's definitely been a transition, coming in. It's a good transition, though. The guys have been so welcoming. Coaching staff's been great, especially, with my slow start. So they've all been just amazing. I have nothing bad to say about that. They're all great. So, yeah.
Got it. Appreciate it, man.
Great, yeah, thank you, guys.
Just sort of talk about how you were feeling out there. I think you threw 115, 116. Didn't seem to tire much, but how was it feeling?
It was great to be back in some warmer weather after BC last weekend. But it's just one of those nights where a lot of things were working and made some big pitches and got great defense behind me. Steve had an unbelievable night behind the plate, stole me probably 5 or 6 pitches. I'll have to go back and look, but just in big spots, and the defense was great. Vandy's throw home on the money, Steve to be able to hang in there. So there's a lot of things other than just me on the mound that come into play, and everyone behind me did a great job tonight.
Coach Forbes talked to Grace and I a couple weeks ago. He said that you sent him a text in capital letters and said no pitch count.
I tried to go back out again tonight, and I won him over for a little bit, and I think he went back and talked to Coach Gaines and didn't let me go back out. But I feel like I could have done it, but I understand where he's coming from.
Yep.
You've talked a lot about just kind of, embracing all the moments that you have now coming off the injury. This one in particular, Friday night, really tightly packed game. Like you said, the weather, all those things. How does this kind of contribute to that? And just as another tick on sort of that checkbox in terms of, big moments for you this year?
I think I've done a better job, like you said, after the injury, of just taking everything day by day, outing by outing, trying not to get too high, too low. Whatever happens today is done tomorrow, so I got to get back in the weight room. Got to do my post tonight and see Terry Joe tomorrow, get some treatment. But just really kind of buying into that mindset. And when it's over, it's over. And when you're out there, just compete and have fun. So just taking it all in.
He talked about your changeup has come along, your curveball, slider, off speed. It felt like tonight you were comfortable with all three.
Yeah, my slider it's been a little bigger the last 2 weeks, so I need to do a better job of tightening it up and throwing it for a strike a little bit. But the changeup's been the biggest difference maker for me. It goes back to pre-injury. I was a little worried that not being able to pitch for a year, that's such a field pitch, would I have it in terms of the progress that I made with it before I got hurt, and just playing catch with it a ton in rehab. And I'm glad it's been a tool I can use, but being able to throw it 3-2 and just keep hitters guessing has been a game changer.
And then Walker follows you, and you've had a good night. Walker comes in and seals the deal. Just watching the young guy get it done.
He's special. There's him, Lynch, Seagraves, a lot of those young guys. They're just like last year's class. Carolina baseball pitching staff in particular is in a great spot. So I'm excited to see what he does the rest of the year, and especially what he does the rest of his career here. He's a competitor. He's got probably the best slider on the team, and he just competes, so it's fun to watch. When
it's a close game like that, nothing most of the night, 2-0, is it any different in your head going out there, or is it more nerve-wracking when it's closer?
We were actually talking about it. I think I was talking about it with Jason last week in Boston College. It's almost easier to pitch in a game that's so fast-paced. Like, you're not having to sit, but at the same time, like, you're waiting for somebody to get into one. And those guys are coming around. I think the approach is a lot better in the box, and I'm just waiting for, South Carolina, 13 runs. Sunday at BC, 10 runs. Like, it's coming. I think they're in a great spot. But it's like a double-edged sword almost. Like, you'd like to, when you're pitching well and have feel for the zone, like, it's fun to get in, get out. Like, get in, get out, get back out there. But it's something that you give and take a little bit.